If you remember the Hunter 350 review, I did appreciate the headlight performance. So this is an extension to that where we will test the headlight performance on the Hunter and also compare it to the headlight on my Bmw G310R. As we speak of headlights, the Hunter gets a conventional 60x55 watt halogen bulb. It sits on a H4 socket, so you do get a variety of replacement options in the aftermarket space from brands like Philips and Osram. I have earlier made videos on them, so do check out the videos on bulbs like the Philips Racing Vision and the Osram Nightbreaker Laser from the link in the description. When it comes to the BS6 BMW G310 motorcycles, you get a complete LED setup. Even the DRL is a LED strip that runs in the center. When it comes to the Hunter, you get a 5 watt position lamp as the main headlight does not turn on until you switch on the engine. Once the engine is running, the main beam automatically turns on and it remains on as long as the engine is running. In the G310, you can operate the complete headlight with the engine off. You can turn on or off the main beam, while the DRL strip always remains on. As we are speaking of lights, you must know that the indicators on the G310 are all LED, but you don't get the Harzard light feature, which is offered as standard on the Hunter. So let's jump into the headlight review. At first we have the Hunter in the low beam. As you can see, the intensity is really good, but it is more of a focused beam with a narrow spread. You can call me old school, but I still like the warm yellow headlight color and it goes well with the Hunter's character. Switching to the high beam, you can see that the throw is really good with equally good intensity, and as it can be already seen that the beam spread is even narrow than what we got in the main beam. You must have already noted that with this H4 type setup with a halogen bulb, you cannot turn the high beam and low beam simultaneously, where the filament switches either in between low or high beam. Now coming to the G310R, the DRL itself provides some illumination. You can clearly notice that in the G310 versus RTR 200 LED headlight comparison video, which also reminds me of the mosquito bites where we actually give our blood and sweat for these videos. So here we have the main beam from the G310 and you will immediately notice two things. How the white LED headlight feels less intense when compared to the main beam from the Hunter, and second, you will notice how wide the beam spread from the G310 is. I don't know how far the camera is performing, but the beam spread from the G310 covers almost twice the horizontal area when compared to the Hunter. Switching to the high beam adds that additional throw to the main beam as both the main and high beam remains on in the high beam mode. I have done some night riding on both the motorcycles and I can say that none of them disappointed me. On wide open highways, I would prefer the G310's wider and longer beam spread for better coverage, which would help me in keeping up that speed. Do note that I had earlier mentioned that the G310 has got a dark shadow patch on the immediate front of the motorcycle, which is not so distinct on the Hunter. This brings us to the end of another headlight comparison video. So that's it for this video and I hope you guys have liked it.